Come and get me.
Strange being back here. Thought I'd left for good. Across from here.
Something nearby. Got some.
until the land pushes back.
How is this our fault? We've lived here for centuries.
The mountain screams, the distant island wails, and you know nothing of it. And you say you are children of this land.
Okay, but we're just here for water.
Stay back, creatures of flesh and fur and bone. You follow one another into the snare.
Abaddon's hammer. Did Gabriel send you? You've got to get us out of here. The only snare is the one this creature sprang on us. We discovered when we arrived that something had fouled the water we're supposed to route to Solace. Marius, is that you? Can you talk some sense into anyone here?
Sorry, Raluka. You knew the answer to that before you asked.
Do you understand so little? You awoke an ancient presence with your digging and delving. It waits in the ruins, among the bones of the dead. The land fights back against it, curdling the water. You see it. You sense it. The rot of death never left this place. The land feels, it remembers. Like a tree choked with vines, it seeps poison to defend itself from the aggressor. The interloper.
We feel a presence. It rises like bile in our throat. We fear it.
But burrowing worms clog the ears of these fools. I warn them, and they hear nothing. What is this madness? You bear the mark of this land in the ridges of your flesh and the rings of your soul. Surely you must know better. Very well. Your insight would be helpful. Still that foul presence and let the waters flow sweet and clear once more. Clear the old one's water roads to slake this parched land. Do this, and I shall release these vermin to scurry back to their nest.
Stay away from the water, envoy. Unless you...
The water is filthy. You'll catch your death if you dip in there.
That it?
One moment. Let's take these things back to camp. You can fiddle with them there.
There's something here. One moment.
Ruined workshop. Might have what we're looking for.
Something lurks here.
Do you hear that? That pounding?
A rat scrabbling in the dust, crawling back to the same ruined trash heap.
No, we know this voice, this presence, sneering at us through our prison bars.
I culled your rot from this land before. I will do it again. I am Woedica, the Oathbinder, goddess of order, vengeance, and law. Did you think only your parasite could whisper in your ear? All of Eora is imperiled. Now, I will not waste my time. Too long has this land languished in chaos. Bandits, fugitives, and outcasts squabble in their crude fortresses. This land needs order, purpose. The order of the gods. The order which has governed lives for millennia. You are an Ediran, a nation where law and authority brought peace between the warring folk and elves. It is steadfast. Your people understand how to tame what is wild. How to build empire from rubble. Adir is not the living land's enemy. It is the fraud whose madness would lay waste to paradise.
Stop it! Stop her! Silence her! She feeds you poisoned fruit!
Do you think this place was always so gray, with its barren slopes and acid sea? It has destroyed this place before. These hills were once lush, and the people.
She lies. Falsehoods like fangs. She was not there. She did not see.
Why else would the usurper so quickly deny its deeds? Is it a plea of innocence, or admission of its guilt? The question you should ask is what your parasite has to lose. Whose poison flows through this water? Who spoils its own lifeblood?
Creatures did this. They crawled through our bones. They picked at our flesh.
The Magfolk fulfilled a need. What is the purpose of this?
So small, so fragile. We did not mean to. We could not understand.
Envoy, snap out of it. Felt like we lost you there for a moment.
You looked blank, dead in the eyes. How rude of her.
Well, did she speak of a way to stop it by any chance? That would be unusually helpful.
Well, no shit. You don't need a god to know that. Look at what happened to Fjord. There's nothing else to learn here. Can we go to the garden now? Please?
One moment.
Surprisingly, that clears the water. Now we need to unblock the aqueduct.
You have restored the waters. I was right to trust you. Truly, the spirit of the land lives in you. A seed carried in the wind.
Carried where? We feel the tranquility of this place, but whose roots drink its waters?
I release these kith to return to their burrows. May they leave this enclave in peace. New life shall take root, and the green will clothe these slopes once more. It will be good after so many centuries to feel the thrum of growth once more.
You can't be serious. You expect us to walk away from the best source of fresh water in the Tusks?
If the godlike clears the old growth from the waterways, then a portion will flow out. You may gather it where the waterway ends. Away from here.
Reasonable. You can't be serious.
I have spoken. And so has this strange child of the land.
Avowed, godlike, in private? That talking tree expects us to just walk away from the best source of clean water in the Tusks? So that what? A few more moss patches can grow? An outpost, so we can make sure we never get cut off like this again. We can't risk losing access to fresh water again. I know you've done a lot for us already, but I'd like to ask one more thing. I need you to kill the tree lady. Look, we need to set up a guard post here. Eventually we want to build out the aqueduct system. There's no way she'll let us do that. Well, you'd need to clear whatever's blocking the aqueduct for the water to flow out. But the source would still be vulnerable to disaster and happenstance. Natural, magical, or divine. I don't like this, but it's our best chance for survival. We're not getting anything until that blockage is cleared out of the aqueduct. If you can at least do that much, we'll make do. We'll have to.
Those beetle shells could make a lovely little comb, don't you think? Or perhaps a pretty dye.
Water's probably deep enough to swim under the tower. Oh, if anyone asks, it wasn't my idea.
Let's go.
You asked for it! It looks easy when you do it. On your right here.
roots blocking the water flow. We'll have to clear them.
I think we found the source of the blockage. We're going to have to get rid of those vines. Will be relieved. Fresh water is the one resource every kith needs.
Something nearby.
We'll wait here until you've taken care of everything. Gabral would be downright insufferable if I went back to them empty-handed. Thank you. If there's one thing we need to survive out here, it's fresh water. You've given us a fighting chance.
Yatsli, I have a theory.
Oh, do tell.
I believe our souls have awareness independent of conscious thought. Dreams, instincts, reflexes, appetites. These are all facets of our ethereal self. A subconscious, if you will.
Fascinating. Do you have any idea what this subconscious wants?
If I had to guess, my soul has no love of confinement. It wants to escape, to be free.
I assume my soul wants pampering and finer accommodations. But not better company, at least.
My soul just wants to be left alone in silence for once.
For me, it's pie. Pie all the way down.
I feel as if we're scratching the surface of an entirely new field of animancy. If only I had the time to pursue it.
Okay, best food you've eaten. Go.
Fury and root hog ribs.
Really? Fascinating. Why?
Why? Why do you need to know?
Well, I think you can learn a lot about someone from their favorite meals.
Is one of the options because it's delicious?
It can be.
What did my answer tell you?
That you dislike answering what you perceive to be meaningless questions.
Wow. It's like you're a cipher or something.
Many animancers believe that nature is there to be measured, controlled, subverted. Well, I've been contemplating that assumption. Quite a bit, in fact. You made peace with the Delemgan in Galvain's Tusks. Could that be a sign of things to come? Possibly, if they were to find common ground. I've spent my life trying to dominate nature, to overcome the limitations of our existence for the good of everyone, just like my mother. But what if animancers coexisted with the natural world, supporting instead of exploiting? With a little encouragement, it could be possible. There's plenty of work ahead of us, but I'd say we're off to a good start. Now, let's try and stay on nature's good side. We have a What's on your mind? Pleasant dreams.
Hey. If you're buying, I'm selling.
It's good to see you again. What can I do for you? All right. What do you want to know? I don't want to talk about that. It was our fault. It didn't need to happen like it did. He just came around the corner, startled the horses. He'd no sooner asked for aid than swords were drawn and turned against him. Oh, but what he did, the way he tore them apart. Yes, it did. I was taken to the cave. I was the only one calling for the swords to be put down. He never hurt me. I was given enough to eat, enough to drink. We spoke sometimes. About his body breaking down, about... Never mind. I have nothing more to say. It's over now. Lord Heelguard hired us out. Solace is... underserved, let's call it. He offered us a few extra goods, all free of charge to trade. I think he's very eager to build relationships with the Kith of the Living Lands. We knew the Kith in Solace lived in want, and we knew they had the goods we wanted. It suggested itself, really. We offer them a better quality of life with food, clothing, medicine. They give us their metalworks, and excess stone and ore. We all win.
Welcome back to the tower, envoy.
Hey, I might have something for you, envoy. I wonder how our sentries are holding against the Zarims.
just tripping over themselves to make us feel welcome, aren't they?
Take a moment, people. Tragic, but they did try to run a farm in the Tusks.
This would be a great spot, but there's so many of them. What are you doing here? This place isn't safe. The homestead up ahead is all run by Zaribs. Used to be it was occupied by Outcasts, but things happened. The region's getting more lethal. If you think the Solo Steppe was hell, it's nothing next to the primordial depths up north. The Zaribs used to be more peaceful, but the recent tremors tore up the terrain so badly, they had to go south. They started turning it into one of their villages. Even ripped up the crops planted by the Wardens. What a waste. There are some Balgrunin living in the wastelands out here, all without the aid of the Wardens. If someone got rid of the Zaribs, they might be able to shelter here, maybe even grow some crops. It's up to you if you would like to help out with the Zaribs, but I hope you do.
Come and get me.
Seems as though the Dream Scourge made itself at home here.
You dealt with the Zarabs. I didn't have any doubts about whether you could, but still, your actions will save some lives, and the buildings will at least provide some shelter. Here, take this. I hope the Zarabs haven't been too much trouble.
Something nearby. One moment.
How about you?
Stay safe!
Kema Yezla.
My. It's rather dusty here, isn't it? How did the dwarves manage?
Welcome to Soreena's Mercy, outsider. There's nothing for you to see here.
Down over there? I'm innocent! No, you gave the goods back. That's something else.
I demand that this farce of a justice system answer for itself.
Do you do this every day? No rattling the bars.
Oh, thank the gods. Finally.
Renato here was selling our grave goods to traveling merchants. Don't let him tell about maps and causes. He's a common thief.
I admit I took a few things from Pargrunan memorials. And I admit the caravans paid me a good price for them. Expeditions have costs. Easy to pass judgment when your stomach is full. Sansa has no idea what the living lands are like. He sits in his emporium and thinks it's the Deadfire. Well, it's not. Every day out here is a matter of life and death.
We do fine without grave robbing.
I just needed to survive.
You can't just barge in and tell us what to do with our prisoners. How should I know? The Warden's just left him here. Ha, fine. I'm not paid enough to handle legal debates. You're free to go.
About time. I owe you, whoever you are. Actually, wait, I can do better than that. Take my notes. Just do me a favor and don't tell Sansa where I've been. I'll come up with something. As soon as I've found a place to bathe.
Here's your problem now.
That's an experience I won't repeat.
Oh, how cozy. The blood really brings everything together.
It's Cosmine. Just let me handle this.
What? Marius? No. You must be a ghost. A curse.
Oh, that would be news to me.
You're alive. You... Asshole! You show your face now? Now?
Several times, but I hit more than I missed.
We used to be friends, or so I thought. But then this Jitule left, unannounced. No note, no nothing. Didn't even say goodbye to Iancu. And now you cozy up here, after 3 years, with an adherent godlike, no less? No offense. We all face difficulty. Yet we've stayed, except Marius. Either way, it doesn't solve how I'm going to explain this to the Council.
Let us handle the Council. You just sit here staring out into the Tusks like you were.
You know the rules. Outsiders cannot enter without express permission of the Council.
Or with an honored Warden.
Which you are not. I shouldn't even be talking to either of you. It's forbidden. Ha! If those bastards were here, we'd know. And if they came for us, we'd kill them. Simple as that.
Oh, then I guess we have nothing to worry about. Solace is saved, and we didn't even have to do anything.
Then you're wasting your time. We don't have any of that plague business in our keep.
Cosmine, you're doing that thing you always do when you're lying.
I didn't lie. There haven't been any dream trolls in Solace Keep.
And once again, I'm here waiting for your butt.
But there are rumors from the living archives. Sleepwalking, mad talking. Kostya told us it was the fumes from the volcano. I never trusted an outsider, much less an Adiran. But I never thought Marius would either.
Come on, Cosmine. Have I ever lied to you when it really counted?
Gods damn it. I'm going to regret this, aren't I? I'll let you in, but be warned. Solace is not as it was, Marius.
I doubt it. Nothing really changes in Solace.
You'll see for yourself. The Council isn't what it was. Keep a watchful eye. Lower it on down. Quickly now.
I admit it. Solace is damned impressive. Just be aware, the people of Solace are just as stubborn as its walls. Gods. Here.
If it's the new recruit playing games again, I'm going to... Your face... It's just like... No. It's the lack of sleep. It's impossible. Every day, the same thing.
Can't believe they didn't tell me about the Outlander. Maybe it's time for another assignment.
All right. Took you long enough.
Wait, you're not from the hunting party. Where's the hunting party? They were supposed to be here an hour ago.
Idiots. Better not have gotten themselves killed. We need the supplies. I swear if they've gotten themselves drunk out there, I'm going to turn them into leather.
You look just like Mestru. You have his markings. The Council is going to lose its mind.
Mihala is going to... I don't even know what Mihala is going to do. This has never happened.
Duty won't feed us, Mother. Duty won't keep us from that.
How dare you talk to your mother that way?
But Kostya says that Solace Keep is nothing but a crypt. We'll die in here. I'm so tired of listening to you. Kostya this, Kostya that. Solace Keep protects us all. I don't want to hear another word.
An Outlander.
Don't mean to be disrespectful, but we'd prefer not to deal with your kind. What's wrong with talking to the Outlander, We need outside opinions. We need medicine. You're sick, Mother. Pargrunen affairs are Pargrunen affairs. We don't speak of them to outsiders. Even if it costs you your life, Mother? You'd rather die than ask for help from an Outlander?
Kostya has a lot to answer for. Poisoning our youth's minds with these ideas. Solace Keep's matters are for Solace Keep's wardens. Stay out of it.
No, I'm tired of this. I am leaving with Amalia's crew, and you can't stop me.
I'd like to see you try. You're not brave enough for that. An Outlander. An Outlander.
Why won't you listen? If we don't change our ways, our Grunin are done for. Don't mean to be disrespectful, but we'd prefer not to deal with your kind.
Is that Marius? He's alive?
Welcome back to Woedica's nails. An outsider. Nobody told me to expect outsiders. Welcome to... Excuse me. Welcome to Solace Keep. Do you have any questions about Solace Keep? I've never seen anyone quite like you, is all. No, that's not entirely true. All I'll say is, take a good look at the big statue of Nandru, this keep's founder, when you enter the main hall. A word of warning before you enter. You are the first outsiders to visit the keep in longer than I know. The point is, my brethren won't be used to you. Keep that in mind. Farewell, outsider.
Sanctuary of Nandru. Hasn't changed a bit.
Well, that sounds like a perfect excuse to spruce things up.
Listen, everyone wants seconds, okay? You can get back in line or wait until next meal. Then go somewhere else and... Oh, you're the outsiders. I heard the rumors, but... I am the ringleader of the circus. No one does anything without a belly full of... whatever we're warming up here today. Honestly, Marius here would catch something better than I could rustle up for you.
Nah, I just do what I do. You make last week's salt pork taste like... this week's salt pork.
Take a compliment, Amakul. You're a good hunter. Always were. I have a little time to chat right now. What can I do for you? Oh, my friend, let me tell you something. It's best not to worry about what's in the food. We eat what we have. We depend mostly on our hunters and patrols to bring back whatever they can find. Of course, that means I have to be creative to find ways to make everything edible and palatable, at least. Exactly. These mountains aren't called Galvain's Tusks because there's food stuck between them. Anything that's not a mushroom or bread is a blessed luxury around here. And actual meat? Good luck. Councilor Kostya wants things to change around here. He wants to work with the other settlements to increase trade. Imagine it. Fish from Thirdborn, wild game from Paradis, produce from Fior Mesiverno. Tradition says we have to survive without help from the outside world, or we'll never survive. Tradition has kept these walls standing. It makes sense why we'd be slow to risk losing that. Well, it's I couldn't tell you, and I skinned it myself. Best of luck out there, my friends, and stay away from this stew.
Should open up for more trade.
You think Kostya's right, huh?
Think of the sort of fish we could get trading with Thornton.
Nevertheless, Mestru. That's for sure.
What do you want? Depends on what you care about. There's a bounty board you can check if you need coin. I heard something about the trade caravan, but I've yet to see hide nor hair of them. And Mina here's been blubbering for a while, if you're really desperate for something to do. But that's all I've got. So, what do you want? Suit yourself. Damn.
Outsiders in the keep? Geofri really must be shit at commanding the Wardens if you got in. Marius? You're back? God's alive. I never thought I'd see you again.
Mina, is that you? Didn't recognize you with all that whiskey smell around you.
The whiskey helps me sleep. I've been working extra shifts without Petru here. Things would be a lot better if he was still in charge. Something must have happened to him. It's law in the keep that we don't ever leave Solace. Ever. Not unless we're on assignment at an outpost. Your friend Marius here is an example as to what happens if we do. Some people don't like that. Petru... he skirted the rules. Has some project out there, at that abandoned Warden tower. He usually goes out for a day or two, but always comes back. It's been weeks now, and nothing. I figure... something must have happened to him. Who knows what's out there? Attacked by Zareps, killed in a lava flow. I don't know. Petru's always been cagey about it. We've been friends for years, but he still keeps his journal to himself. Insists it's for the good of Solace, though, and I'm inclined to believe him. He's the best captain the Wardens have ever had. Look, I know it's not your business, but you're the only one who can go in and out of the keep. If you happen to go by the abandoned Warden Tower, just to the northwest of Solace, keep an eye out for him, all right? Even a clue as to where he is would help. Never thought I'd see an outsider do more for me than my own people. Thanks, Adiren.
Sometimes people just leave. He's probably drunk somewhere feeling bad about it.
That's it. I'm cutting you off, Mina. You're talking nonsense.
That's Saka, and you know it. You're too scared of Mihala to even think otherwise.
Welcome to the Tusks, outsider. Be courteous while in Solace's halls, and you shall remain welcome. Check the board for bounties. Anything catch your eye, feel free to take it on. You'll be rewarded accordingly. Resources are scarce out here. We need to cull the competition if we are to survive. No, our fighters are more than capable, but they are stretched thin. Times are hard. But that's life here in the Tusks. Well done, outsider. Seems you may have a thing or two you could show my Wardens. You did it? Can't believe someone took them on. Let me look at those amulets. How strange. Matching half moons. Excellent work. Well done. I will always have bugs to deal with, but at least they won't be hatching in such large numbers anymore. I'll be sure to pass on the word, Envoy. Anything to report? Excellent work. Funny. Hopefully that name can fade away into obscurity. Be safe out there. Be careful with this one. We believe it's the source of the beetles infesting the region. Put that poor husk out of its misery. Destroy it, so that the soul within can be freed. Be careful. Some of our best wardens were lost to that thing. Bereth guide their souls to a better life.
Woedica's crown, an outsider here?
Mihala is to blame. We need to open our gates to the world, lest it leave us behind. Absolutely. Can you imagine if we had access to fresh crops from the world, or all of the
Exactly. To leave would only insult the great family.
Outsider. You need something? Never once, and now that I have, I can't say I care for it. Leave our keep and our garden be. That's all I'll say on that.
Never going to survive out there.
You're probably right, but it was their choice. They're no longer our people.
I know. But my brother is among them. I just wish he'd recognize his mistake and come back home.
I'm sorry, but this isn't your brother's home anymore.
Yes, you're right. He made his choice.
So you're the outsiders my guards let into the keep. Sucker. Now I'm going to have to deal with Kazmi. And you're accompanied by a deserter.
There's the Geofri I know. Still calling your parents by their first names.
Yes, I am. Every time I visit them. You should try it sometime. If you've a complaint, can it wait? I'm already dealing with enough. I don't care who you are. Unless the council has approved it, no outsiders are allowed in the keep. And now one of my wardens has let you in. Mihala is going to ream me for this. That's because none of this is my job. Not really. Mihala ordered me to take over for our Captain Petru until he comes back, but it's been weeks and no one's heard anything. Of course she is. She's in her head thinking Mihala has Petru doing something other than council work. Whatever's happening, I have to trust Petru knows what he's doing. I don't have time to think otherwise. But if you happen to hear anything from Mina, don't keep it to yourself, Adirin.
Odd for the captain of the guard to disappear like that. Let's look into this.
Wake up, Mother.
It's me.
Your little...
Oh, my dear. It's been so long. How is my grandson, that little blight? Nando.
Go. You won't do any good here.
Make it quick, Adirin. Fuitu! That tower's been off limits ever since the Zarips raided it. That Neem dude could be in serious danger. No idea. Though it's quite suspicious for the captain of the guard to be sneaking off like that. Either he was up to something, or someone was sending him out there. Good luck out there. Only the bravest wardens venture out into the primordial depths.
Have to bring this to the Council's attention. No. I couldn't possibly... It's too precious. Safe. In the drawer.
Where is that caravan? The wardens from the tower sent word to me.
Outsiders? No, Nandru killed himself.
Raluka told me we have you to thank for getting the waters flowing once more. It's regrettable that the Delemgan is so territorial. Imagine what we could learn from the ruins she guards. But at least we will have water. Take this. Even with the Delemgan restricting our access, a working aqueduct is invaluable. Thank you again for your help. Perhaps whatever blessed Nandru truly does live in you.
This is not good. Oh, good. Someone's come along. I can't believe the only person that stopped is an outsider. Will you help me, please? Ugh, my hammer. One of the smiths down below sold it to me, and I'm not likely to get such a fine one again. But with all the construction going on here, still, I slipped and dropped it. I think it's somewhere down there. Do you think you can find it, There isn't exactly a surplus of them around here, especially not one that's held to the caliber of the ones in the smithy. Please, I can't afford a new one. Honestly, I don't even remember. It all started when my grandfather was a baby. I think something about restoration.
Solace has been under constant construction since Nandru set the first stone.
It does not matter. Can you save my hammer or not? Honestly, I don't even remember. It all started...
Solace.
It does not matter. Jitule. Fine. Here. Take this. Can't believe I had to pay for this hammer twice. Well, now that you've sufficiently fleeced me, I'm going. I've got a hammer to use. Is it me? Or does everything look suspiciously like a nail?
Found a spider the size of my face in my quarters last night.
Again? Ugh. I bet the officers up above don't have to deal with that.
On the bright side, the legs are pretty good in stew.
That is both gross and interesting. What time is it?
No one sees me like this. Who let you in here? What do you want? No, of course not. Who am I kidding? I must live, no, suffer in squalor now. Unfortunately, none of the merchants in the keep have things that live up to my tastes. But as long as Mihala continues to shun the rest of the lands, we must make do with an ever-shrinking supply of true goods. Truly? Oh, how exceptionally convenient. I shall have to wear something really dazzling. Now, shoo, let me change. never seen someone so tall.
Since the days of Nandru himself, have we stood watch over the garden, as shall our descendants, and their descendants, and theirs, until the end of Eora itself. Move along, outsider. Consultation hours are... Oh my. Well, you must admit, it is striking. Ah, our beloved founder. Nandru sought to create a sanctuary in the deadliest part of the island. He called it Solace. Many believe Nandru was led here by a spirit guardian of some kind. Others believe he was simply an excellent judge of location. Regardless, many of his traditions remain in place to this day, while others may have fallen by the wayside. He was compassionate, eccentric, and charismatic. He knew how to draw out the best in his people. A true leader. Tradition says that when he knew his life was ending, he sought quiet solitude, knowing his work here was complete. Not a word of tradition, spoken or written, speaks ill of our founder. It is perhaps the only thing on which we all agree. If you ask these absolute Zarips, they'd say not at all. I maintain that our solace is more in Soreena's vision than Nandru's. Our founder envisioned a safe place for all who reside or explore in the Tusks. An admirable goal, certainly. Soreena's vision was more about safety for the people already within Solace. Outsiders be damned. Many, myself included, believe her traditions conflicted with Nandru's, which were more suited to a Solace in peacetime. If you ask about the tilled ground made for growing plants, no. Very few here have that knowledge. But Nandru did speak of a garden from time to time. He created the Wardens of Solace to oversee that garden specifically. No one can say for sure what the garden meant to him, for none has set foot there. I fear I cannot help you beyond that. What more can I do to enlighten you? We pass on the oral histories of Solace and seek to uncover those historical knowledge we have lost over time. In return, the unenlightened Jetuli of Solace curse, spit, and throw objects at us. It is truly a symbiotic relationship. All philosophy is controversial here. Thoughts that do not challenge tradition might as well be tradition themselves.
As sure as you banish the entropy from our lives, may your exile be brief, and your throne
Nandru looked to Woedica for inspiration when he created the traditions and laws of Solace.
You must be the outsider I've heard so much about, yes? I am pleased to meet you.
Bulti? Is that you?
Marius? Won't the Commandant be surprised? What can I do for Solace's most fascinating guests? I am an attendant of the Council of Solace. I do whatever they ask of me, frankly. Currently, it is my honor to watch over the Shrine of Woedica and keep it as pristine as the goddess herself.
You mean it's your honor to stay where the Council can keep an eye on you? The way I heard it, Bulti had a reputation for taking things from the armory and selling them to traders for a profit.
I paid my debt to Solace. I have changed.
Yeah, well, the Council is keeping you close by, just in case you haven't.
Good to see you again. How can I help?
Ready yourselves. Council's just up this lift.
Of course they have an elevator. How elevated.
If we open our gates to Outlanders, we stand to lose everything. They will corrupt our people, destroy our traditions.
Our entire society faces destruction if we don't. We need trade. We need the rest of the world.
The reason Solace Keep has stood for so long is because we've stood alone. Do not question our ways, Kostya.
I understand, Mihala. But Solace Keep is dying. Surely it wouldn't hurt to consider a different route.
We will talk about this later. We have a guest. What is the meaning of this? Who let them in here?
They're here because I vouched for them.
Marius, you're alive.
There were rumors you died, Marius. We mourned you. You shouldn't have returned.
I trust you came back to us for good reason.
We do. That's why he isn't in shackles and being brought to trial right now.
We can discuss shackles after we've talked about the Steel Garrote. They're coming for Solace Keep.
Nonetheless, returning with an Adiran in tow was foolish, Marius.
Foolish? I'd call it treacherous.
Right, well how about we all pile on Marius after we're sure Solace is safe?
Our order has survived the threat of these lands for hundreds of years. Wardens patrol the region day and night. There's no danger in the Tusks that can catch us unawares.
They nearly destroyed a city full of animancers. If they come for Solace, even these ancient walls won't save you. If that's all you'll do, you might as well not do anything.
Although I wonder why we should bother trusting you. We heard that you were responsible for a great many deaths in Shatterscarp. Give me a reason to tolerate you for even a second longer. And this isn't your place to be. But you've brought us news. Now I'm curious. What do you expect us to do for you, It sounds like you have something in mind.
There is no dream scourge in Galvain's Tusks.
Nor has there ever been. No. The soul of Nandru protects this place, protects his wardens. No curse may touch us here.
These are unusual times, Mihala. Regrettably, I must confirm the envoy's tale. Our messengers have heard as much from Paradis, Fior, Thirdborn. Perhaps we have only been lucky. What if Nandru's Aegis no longer protects us?
I do not believe it, but I am not unmoved by the stories we have heard from the other settlements. You say you mean to end this plague of madness, envoy? There is no path.
Nor has there been for hundreds of years. There was a bridge once, but it fell in Nandru's time. How do you know of our garden, Envoy?
The garden is our sacred purpose. Its observation and protection, a task handed to us by Nandru himself. He once wrote that the island spoke to him. Perhaps as it has spoken to you.
The Envoy does bear a remarkable resemblance to our founder, does he not?
The markings on your face. I recognized them. But I didn't want to believe an Adiran could have anything in common with Nandru.
The godlike are gone.
There's at least one left, and he's standing right in front of you.
Perhaps you are what you say, but it does not matter. We did not lie to you. The bridge has fallen. The path is long gone.
If there is another way, Envoy, you will have to discover it yourself. That is what your supposed steel garrote must be in the Tusks to find, isn't it? I fear you and they will be disappointed.
It has and always will be our duty to watch over the garden. Even if we knew of the potential of another path, we couldn't tell you. Your facial markings might be similar to Nandru's, but we will not change our ways for an accident of flesh and cartilage. You are an outsider and will remain one forever. The agent of an empire bent on destroying all that we have built. Envoy, you and those like you are why we are here. The Wardens exist to stand in your way.
Envoy, be practical. You may be uniquely capable, but there are hundreds of us. There are 3 of you. Good. Be sure of it.
Kostya, see the Envoy out of our halls. Enough time has been wasted on inconsequential matters.
With all due haste, Mihala.
And Marius? Don't stay gone so long next time.
If this is the kind of warm welcome I can expect, I can't wait to come back.
Follow me, Envoy.
Right. I warned you they'd be useless. Or maybe I didn't, but I thought about it. You'd be better off tracking the steel garrote. At least they're not useless bureaucrats.
And I thought Vidara was infuriating.
Still lingering, Adiran? Thank you, Envoy. Let's see. I suspect it's another one of Kostya's attempts at courting Adir. No matter. I've dealt with this before, and she'll deal with it again. But I appreciate your assistance in maintaining the peace in Solace Keep. Take this key. There's a chest in my office whose contents you might find interesting. Still lingering, Adiran? Captain of the Wardens? He's away on an errand for me. What about him? Pompous Adiran. I don't know how you found out, but I'd warn you to stay out of the Council's business. Petru's ideas are a danger to Solace and go against his oath. If you must pry, I can assure you, he is safe, and he will stay far away from Solace until he can be trusted again. You know what? I'd almost think you genuinely believe that if you didn't carry an Adiran crest. Now be gone. I have other work to do, and I do not need to justify myself to you of all kith.
A leader who punishes those who speak against them. Sounds familiar.
Envoy. I just wanted a word before you went on your way. I wanted to apologize for what happened in the council chamber. The situation here is desperate. We have more mouths than food. The old sicken, the young suffer. But Mihala, well, she's a devoted warden to her core. I think she'd rather we starve than ask for help. There are just not enough resources to go around, and it's causing people to fall ill. She won't let our people leave, or speak with outsiders, or trade for the resources we need. There is no reasoning with her. Anything that doesn't strictly serve our oath to Nandru is treason of the highest order. It's why I play my part where she can see. I don't want to risk her wrath. It is. I understand, Mihala, but principles won't keep your people fed and safe. Neither our oaths nor this keep will prevent our people from starving. Change must happen. We need to leave the keep. Do you understand me? The keep decays, and we drown in a rot. The wardens defend a corpse against that which would revive it. We will not last here much longer. Not without food, building materials, medical supplies. I let Nadiran trade caravans slip past our patrols, but that's hardly enough. We need so much more. All of which your ambassador in Paradise could provide. If I could only start the conversation. Information. You're looking for another path to the garden. I don't know if there is one, but I know who might. You were right, you know. The Stilgarot are in the mines at Mount Forja, looking for the garden even as we speak. If they haven't found what you're looking for, they will soon. I hear their commander is a determined woman. Because I know how she'd react. Mihala would have had us rushing headlong to our deaths fighting the Stilgarot. She does not care about how the situation could advantage us. The garden does not matter to me. Whether it's you or the Stilgarot who find it, I don't care. My people. Every person who is alive now, and every generation to come. The Inquisitor is a questionable creature, but she might be all that stands between us and doom. She has the Ambassador's ear. With her support, he might agree to trade with us. I don't doubt it. But she is powerful, feared, and on my doorstep. And he is far beyond my reach. I am an aging dwarf from a small, fanatical order on the ass end of a volcanic wasteland. Against Mihala's wishes, I have written to him many times. He refuses to lend his ear. But if a powerful ally were to speak on my behalf, there might be something I could offer him. Something like the keep.
You give them the keep? Have you lost your Sundan mind?
I understand ridding yourselves of the keep, but to help the Stilgarot? Disgusting.
The keep. Its inane traditions. None of that means anything to me. I want to offer up Solace Keep to Adir and the Stilgarot in exchange for goods and gold. Its existence has cost us so much. The least it can do is buy a future for our people. That is my most fervent hope, Envoy. Mihala believes your empire cannot see us as anything but rivals. An agreement may protect us from dying from deprivation, and perhaps also keep us safe from Adir's hunger. Yes, and that change would be an excellent one. We would be free of this keep, and able to explore, to breathe again. It might seem a foolish idea, but better to be a fool who tried than a coward who did not. Your quest for the garden is also a fool's errand. You are not the first person to have said that. I want you to get what you want, Envoy. My hope is that you don't kill the Inquisitor before I get what I want too. I hear she is a Death Guard. She has died once already and been returned to life by Woedica. Do you believe yourself more powerful than a god?
Minus the living skeleton thing. Though, I guess we're all living skeletons. Right. Wish I hadn't thought about that.
You're looking rather more lifelike than she.
The Envoy has an intense skincare routine.
I imagine this has something to do with your godlike features? But your relationship with your god is none of my business. In any case, the Steel Garrote are at the Mount Forja mines. To get there, head west across the primordial depths. Do as you will. I believe the Pargrunen and the Adirians can forge a mutually beneficial alliance. That will not happen if there is unnecessary bloodshed. Also, well, if you happen to head north, you might pass by the Living Archives, a monastery dedicated to preserving our history. The monastery hasn't been in touch in days, and I can't spare a warden to check on them. Oh, please, look in on them, if you can.
Right, I get it. He wants us to run his errands.
I do, Marius, because I trust you. And by extension, I trust the Envoy. Is that so outrageous? You were missed here. Whatever the front I put forward may have led you to believe.
You have a funny way of showing it.
I wouldn't ask if it wasn't serious, Envoy. They are to the north of Solace Keep, along the main road. And beware, if my Warden's reports are accurate, there are a considerable number of Zarips between here and there. Look for Elder Grigor at the Archives. He should be able to give you a full accounting. I pray nothing terrible has happened. Thank you for this, Envoy. You are more than the villains your people are made out to be. Please, be discreet with what I've told you.
Any news, Andrada?
So...
Make it quick, Adirin.
Hey, you heard anything about Petru? All right. Just let me know, yeah?
What do you want? Depends on what you care about. There's a bounty board you can check if you need coin. I heard something about the trade caravan, but I've yet to see hide nor hair of them. And Mina hears, but that's all I've got. So just...
Greetings. What can I do for my new friends?
Walk with the gods, outsider.
An outlander.
Don't mean to be disrespectful, but we'd prefer not.
Why won't you listen? If we don't change our ways, our Grunin are done for.
What do you think it means?
What do you think what means?
Fresh? You call this fresh? The outlander coming.
That meeting of the Solace Council did not go as planned.
It was a whole lot of exactly what I expected, honestly. It's all processes and traditions and arguments over texts written by non-Drew centuries ago.
Same story everywhere. Though, much of Rauatai's history is recorded in chants, so half our debates are sung. It doesn't resolve our feuds, but it does make them more entertaining.
Do you think there's hope for the Council? Or are they too stuck in their ways?
Do I look like an Usundid politician? There's a reason I spent most of my time as far from civilization as possible.
Well, I'd vote for you, dearie. If only to see you squirm.
Envoy? Sorry. I've been in my head ever since we left Solace, thinking about the village. I'm tired of it. You need me focused, especially in the Tusks, where just breathing wrong can kill you. Still, I don't know why I'm thinking about this village, or even why it feels so important. What if I get there and... oh, I don't know, I fall apart. Memories flood in and I don't know who I am anymore. Or worse, what if it's nothing? There was a story. The Warden who saw the future. Yes, Mihala told it to me when I was young. There was a young Warden who thought she could see the future. She'd think about things and they would come to pass. She was worried about her father falling ill, and he did. She feared her friend would die of exposure. It happened. One day, she was with her patrol unit guarding a watchtower, and she was struck by a terrifying thought. She just knew in her gut that Solace was under attack. Zareps, or ogres, or fire blights from the wastes. Oh, you've heard this one. The young Warden tried to alert her unit, but they didn't seem concerned. They said she was delusional. So she left the tower to go protect Solace. And she found nothing there. Meanwhile, Her post came under attack. Her whole unit was killed because she abandoned it. Exactly. So what if I'm seeing the future here? Maybe we should just stay on your original path. Well, I'm fortunate to have you all here. Anyway, I appreciate the talk, Envoy. I clearly have some things to figure out. Anyway, what do you want to talk about? Nothing I can think of, no. You know as much as I do at this point. There's more out there than I could tell you about. Best you go see it for yourself. Right, changing the subject? You too. Envoy, coming back to Solace is not easy for me. A lot of memories, not all happy ones. She took an interest in me when I first came to Solace. No idea why. I was an outsider and a child. She had every right to make me someone else's problem, but she didn't. I struggle to see it myself. Maybe my mirror's dirty. Just makes it harder coming back. After the way I left things here. I grew up in Solace. They took me in when I was a child, and they treated me like one of their own. Until I left. No, it doesn't, hearing it spoken out loud. The problem is, I started to get the feeling I was being lied to. Like everyone knew something I didn't. Whenever I asked about where I came from, I never got a straight answer. You're here now, they'd say. That's what matters. Oh, they definitely were. I swear on Magrin's breath. What could have been so bad that they wouldn't even tell me about it? Was it something I did? Something I didn't do? I left because I felt like everyone there was keeping something from me. Like I didn't belong there. And they all knew it. I had to get out of there. I slipped out in the night, never said a word to anyone. Didn't look up till I got to Paradise. And here I am, back again. Funny how things work out. Anyway. If I must.
I've seen council meetings get out of control, but that one was for the books. Almost as bad as when I asked the governor for some unconventional equipment. He nearly had a heart attack. If the steel garrote is what passes for innovative, then Solace is in deep trouble. It's remarkable, really, what people do for traditions that have lost all meaning. The garden is your birthright, and the Wardens don't seem to know why they're guarding it in the first place. If anyone has a right to enter the garden, it's you. That's the spirit. The council made their choice. If they won't let you into the garden, we just have to find another way. You too.
Talking to Kostya, it's gotta be nice to meet someone who's happy to see adherence for a change. I can tell he's struggling against the current, which is a shame because he's looking out for his people rather than an old building. Tradition and history have their place, but I just can't see putting it ahead of the welfare of the living. But you're the envoy. I'm wondering what you think about it. Maybe not, but should Mihala? Because that's exactly what she's doing. Rauatai's grown over the centuries through dozens of expansions, conquests, and alliances. Many were bloody and hard-won, but I still can't find myself wishing for the alternative. We wouldn't have lasted if we stayed a small Almawa tribe struggling against a barren, stormy spit of land. Fair enough, and that's not exactly the choice in front of the Pargrunen either. The question is, Do you really think Kostya and his people are better off sticking around here than taking their chances with Adir? Or striking out into the living lands? Perhaps there's no one who should make that decision, but someone will have to. Good luck finding a soft spot to bed down.